it's Del from Let's Get Inkie, and I've got a bit of a different video for you today. Now, I am stealing this video idea off my husband. Aaron did this video over on his channel, INKI Beard, and he went through some of the places where he finds inspiration for his arty drawing. So I thought I'd do the same thing, because we do have different styles, but and I have some really awesome art books. I should look at them more often. So I have this giant pile, which is quite heavy. Some of them are straight up art journaling books. Some of them are about artists, some of them about illustrating. So there's a bit of a mixed bag. And I thought I'd show you in case you like the look of any of them, because it's so hard to see when you're buying books online to really see inside them. So I thought I'd give you a quick flick. This first one is called Illustrating Children's Books by Martin Salisbury. I think that's how you say his name. I'll list them all down below because I will butcher these names. I'm not good with pronouncing names. I did for a long time want to be a children's illustrator, and it's something that I still would love to do one day. And I bought this just because I flicked through it at the bookshop and it looked really interesting. So it goes through a history of illustration, and then it goes through the stages. So drawing different types of people, drawing animals on location. And the things that I really like to just flick through this and have a look at the different books, and I don't know, it just gets me in the mood for drawing if I'm in a people mood. This is a good one for if you like drawing people. Then it goes through different media that you can use, and digital illustration as well. It's got a couple of illustrator spotlights, and it's just an all-round nice little book to flick through. And I just find that looking at pictures of books makes me want to open my art journal. I don't know, call it psychological. But that's the first one. So it's a good one if you want some actual information on how to become an illustrator, but also if you just like to learn a little bit more about that field. So that's the first one. Then, oh, I might get that out of frame. Next up, we've got my favorite artist of all time is Roy Lichtenstein. I absolutely love him. He's a pop artist, and he was just amazing. So I also paint large canvases, and I do them in a very Lichtenstein-y style. So this is just a book that I picked up from, I think it was from the New South Wales Art Gallery when I was there one day. And if I'm painting canvases, then I just go to this and flick through it, and I just love it. I particularly love not so much his later stuff, but his people. So just this style of having the thick comic book black outline. So that's another one that I love. So this is Lichtenstein by Janis Hendrickson. Next up, I think this was the first proper art book that I ever bought, and my goodness, it's thick and it was pricey at the time. It was $85, and I don't think I had a job at this point. This was back in high school. This book is all about illustration, and it goes through 150 different illustrators and all of their work. So if you like digital illustration, this is a great one. I'll show you a couple of bits here. Yes, if you like digital illustration, this is a great book. There are a few Rudy picks in there, here and there, of illustrations, but it's just a nice coffee table book to flick through, pretty much. Lots of great big pictures and not a lot of information. So this is a very thick one. So if you know someone who likes especially digital illustration or digital art, this would be a great present for them. So it's Illustration Now, and there's a #2 one as well that I have somewhere by Julius Wiedemann. Next up is an illustrated life draw, which is all about sketchbooks, and Gregory put this all together, and he has a few books out. He has another one on, does he have another one on journals? There could be another one on journals or travel journals, could be. He also has a YouTube channel, so he's quite inspiring. I find him quite enjoyable to listen to, and he also has another book out that's all about, it's like a workbook for you to sketch and work through. This one's great because it also goes through a lot of different artists and goes through their sketchbooks and where they keep them, and it's good because it shows you a whole lot of different styles. So you've got a lot of people that do just black and white cartoony kind of type drawing. Then you go to people who use a bit more digital media. Then there's your typical traditional, watercolor, en plein air, I guess you say. Is that how you say it? When you go and sketch out and about. But yeah, it's got a lot of inspiration, a lot of pictures in here. You won't get sick of finding something to inspire you, and it's, the thing I like about it is that there are so many different styles. It's also nice to see the workspace and where these artists keep their sketchbooks. I found that really interesting. It's a bit of a behind the scenes. So even if I don't feel like doing a watercolor painting that day, just by flicking through this, it just gets me in the mood and gets me motivated to maybe use watercolors but in a different way. So that's an illustrated life by Gregory. Next up, I don't know if Aaron might have had this in his one, maybe, but this is called the Artist Sketchbook, and it's by Lucy Watson. And I should say that all of these books I have had for quite a while, so I bought them maybe between 15 and 5 years ago. I haven't bought any of these except for one recently, so I'm not sure how freely available they are, but I'm sure you'd be able to hunt them down somewhere if you want them. This is by Lucy Watson, and it's another one about the Artist Sketchbooks, and this one has a lot of information on how to sketch. Well, not how to sketch, but the equipment and things that you need for sketching. So it goes through all different types of media, which is really handy if you're just starting out. And I would say this book would be really good for someone who is interested in that urban sketching where you go out and about and you sketch what you see. It goes through all different types of papers, and it goes through different compositions. It's much more of a theory book about perspective and equipment, compositions and designs and different types of sketching. So this has a lot more information in it than some of the others, but it would be a great start off point for someone who wanted to look into more urban sketching. So there's that one. Then this is a recent one. I showed this on a scrap stream over on my main channel, INKI Quill, and it's by Jane Davenport. It's called Beautiful Faces, and it's about beautiful faces. Jane has a fashion illustration background, and the way that she draws faces is just beautiful. It's breathtaking, and I love the little sneak peeks into her studio as well. So this goes through a lot of different media. It goes through each and every single one of them, which is handy if you're unsure of different types of media. And then it also explains just some basic ways how to draw faces, and it's got some activities for you to do, and it just goes on. But I can just flick through this and just get inspiration from the colours of one of the girls that she's drawn, or I might open it up and go, okay, markers. I'm going to use markers today. So this is probably one of my favourites. I absolutely love this. Love it. So that's Beautiful Faces. Then we might finish with my absolute favourite, I think. So this is my second last one. It's called Artist Journals and Sketchbooks, and it's by Lynne Perrella. And this is an old one. When was this done? I don't even know. 2004. So this just goes through a lot of different artists, but it also shows you how to make some different, I love this page, love it. It also shows you how to make some different journals. So if you're interested in actually making some journals, I'll show you where to do it. It's got a lot of different techniques to do as well. So here it shows you how to do different background techniques. So using rubbings and embossing, rubber stamps, drips and splatters, paint washes, water-soluble oil pastels, tissue. So if you're just starting out in art journaling, this one's really good because it does go through those techniques a little bit better. A giant truck has pulled up outside, so I'm sorry if you can hear it squeaking. Here we go. So these are some of the different journals that you can, it gives you the steps how to make it. So journals using stencils, found objects, slides. I don't even know if you could get slides anymore. I don't know where you'd find them. Maybe in your attic or basement somewhere. But yeah, so this is a nice little book to have when I feel like being a bit more messy art journaling, if that makes sense. I don't know, I find these ones are quite tactile and 3D in the examples that they give, and it just makes me want, I love this one. I have made so many of these throughout my life, decorators files. It's like a physical Pinterest of a house. I've made so many of them. But yeah, that's a good one. And then my favorite one of all time is this one, and it's called 1,000 Artist Journal Pages. It's quite thick. It's by Dawn DeVries Sokol. Check the description for that name. And it is just filled with not much information, but just a whole lot of pictures. It's just pages and pages, 1,000 different journal pages of inspiration, and it is amazing because reading about art journaling is great, but I more so want to see the actual pages rather than read about it. So here's just a couple to show you, and like with the other one by Gregory, there's a lot of different styles as well. So you'll be able to find something that you can draw inspiration from. But they're just, oh, it's so pretty, and the quality of the pictures is nice. Like even though there's 4 on this page, they're not too small, you can still see them. And then they've got some big ones. Oh, I love this one. This is definitely my favorite. So if I had to recommend some books for someone who was starting art journaling, I would say this would be a great one for if you're starting art journaling, because it does go through all of the different media at the start for you, and it does go through some very detailed tutorials on how to draw different faces in different ways. If you're looking for inspiration, this is my #1 pick. And if you're just looking for a nice book to flip through, I'd say this one. This is a nice little one as well. So that's my little haul of books to show you. I've had them for a long time, but and I don't look at them often, but when I do, they really just, like just today, just looking at this has just really inspired me to have a go at doing some art journaling now. So I think I'm going to do that. But thanks for watching, and please, if you've got any recommendations for books that help inspire you for art journaling, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see some art journaling process videos, give this video a bit of a thumbs up, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!